Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is AlleyCatGTZ with a rant video. okay, so I kind of wanted to do this kind of thing when Game of Thrones started, like this recent season. And also, just quick thing, sorry for the quality, sorry for no editing, because, I'm still a newbie when it comes to YouTube. But anyhow, I just got finished watching the last episode of Game of Thrones, and I'm pissed. okay? Like, okay, first of all, Team Dany, Team Targaryen, all the freaking dragons, okay? Seriously, okay. The reason why I started watching Game of Thrones is because I love dragons. I really, really do. And once you see my tour video, you'll see how many dragons are up in his business. But anyhow, so I've been in, like, I just fell in love with Dany as like a character and, whatever. And I know a lot of people have been saying, oh, well, all these past season shows that, she's going to be the Mad Queen and blah, 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 blah. And, they quote her and all this just jazz. But we have to accept that the last episode sucked. Okay. Like, it was a lot of fluff for me. And you can tell it was very cut down. Like it just felt like there was stuff missing. Like it tried to, I don't know, give meaning to the moments, but they just felt like it's like, okay, we got our 10 minutes of Daenerys. Oh wait, by the way, there's spoilers in case you didn't know. I am talking about the episode. But anyhow, so yeah, so Dany dies and that took about 10 minutes. So okay, we're gone. We don't care about that anymore. And so basically, I'm going to be talking about the whole episode in full. Okay, so how the episode starts. Of course, they take like forever with Jon Snow walking around and he's just like, oh yeah, oh god, I can't believe what she did and blah blah blah. Tyrion's a prisoner now because after Dany gives the speech and whatnot, he's like, well, I quit. And she's like, well, you betrayed me. And he's like, yeah, I did. And I'm just like, oh my god, why? It's like, why are you gonna be like, as she's giving her speech, well, I guess towards the end, because I guess she was finished. I don't know if he waited, but he's just like, yeah, I quit, girl. And he's just like, and she's, okay, so I'm sorry, I'm a bit overexcited because I just got done watching the episode, so I'm sorry if I'm a little jittery, whatever the heck. So, Dany is like, yeah, but you betrayed me. And he's like, yeah, I know I did, and blah, 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 blah. So he's thrown in the dungeon. And, of course, but before he gets thrown in the dungeon, he's looking at Jon like, yeah, how you gonna deal with this? And so then Jon goes and talks to Tyrion. And they have this conversation. And I'm sure I'll watch videos after, I'm done making my little spiel. That, they're talking about crap, and I'm just like, none of this makes any goddamn sense. Like, I don't understand. What the hell's going on? Because then he's like, well, something about love and duty, and Jon's like, well, sometimes love is the end of duty, or some bullshit like that. And I'm like, okay. Jon, if you just went and just your aunt, you would be fine. Like, she would be no Mad Queen. Because, I mean, you gotta understand, like, Dany, she like, everybody who stood beside her, was loyal to her, are all dead now. They're all dead. And Jon was the last person that, even though, like, he kind of betrayed her by, like, telling Sansa and Arya about, him being the one true heir, she still loved him. She still gave him a chance. I mean, even right before her death, she still gave him a chance. Like, like, okay, like, love me, be my king, rule beside me, blah, blah, blah. And, I just felt like he was, like, okay, I know Ned Stark isn't his biological dad, but he was so Ned Starky this whole season. like he just did not have the balls to do anything. Yo, she's my queen. She's my queen. And I'm just like, oh my god, shut up with the broken record. I mean, come on, John. Go get it in. Go, man. Score a touchdown. Like, and he did it. He did it. He just decided to be in the background and just be like, well, okay. She just burned everything down. Oops. You know, and it's like, okay. And, you know, for them not to understand where she's coming from, it just also sucks. Because it's like, okay, like, you know, Cersei is a freaking demon queen and she dies by rocks, by the way. You should already know that. But, and the way Daenerys died, like, we didn't even see the stab. It was just like, and I'm like literally when the scene happened, I was like, did she get stabbed? Was it Arya? Because I know many people were like, ooh, Arya's gonna kill Daenerys now. And I'm just like, no, she's got too many kills on her list. Somebody else needs to kill her. You know, but I didn't want Daenerys to die because I'm just like, well, come on. She can do it. Like, come on. She has a dragon, you know? So then when John did it, it was so like limp fish. It was so limp fish, okay? Because we didn't even see the stab, okay? Which, I don't know, maybe they were trying to protect us from seeing it. And, you know, and I just felt like, I just hated John in that scene. He's like all sad about it and whatnot. And I'm just like, really, John? Really? Really? You could have prevented this. You could have prevented this. But you just had to say the same thing over and over again. You be my queen. I'll love you to the end. Well, okay, let's see how far that got you. And then, like, me and my husband were talking, and we're just like, okay, well, of course, Drogon, he comes up and he's upset and he burns the throne. And, you know, my husband was like, I don't understand that scene. It doesn't really make sense. In my opinion, I think Drogon burned the throne because I think in this way, Drogon and Daenerys are, like, linked to each other. So, like, immediately as soon as she dies, you know, Drogon feels that. And he knows that, you know, her life force is just fading away. So, like, that was a very sad scene. And I think because part of me wanted John to be like, okay, Drogon, you're with me now. You know, this is how we're going to roll. And I'm just going to be like, yes. But at the same time, I was like, you killed mommy. You had to kill Dany. You had to kill Dany, John. But in this regard, because, so I think Drogon, like, if he could, you know, if I could, like, take out his thoughts, he would probably just be like, okay, well, I hate you, Jon Snow, because you killed Daenerys. But at the same time, I don't know if this is too complicated for a dragon to know or not. I don't know how the dragons are. But I think in this way, you know, Drogon kind of felt like he kind of knew what Dany wanted this whole time. And so Drogon wanted to kill Jon Snow, but he can't because he's kind of like, he has that Targaryen blood, and he just burns the throne because it's like, this is the ambition that ultimately, like, killed Daenerys. You know, like, her ambition for the Iron Throne. But, like, she just, I don't know. Like, the people think she went crazy because, you know, she just sacked the city. But in her words, it was like, you know, she was liberating them from Cersei. So, you know, depending on who you talk to, she did right or she did wrong. But, you know, in this case, I think of Drogon, he was just like, he just wanted to do what, you know, whatever his mother wanted to do. And so he just hated that throne because it's like, you know, this thing kind of like killed her. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking about that too much. But either way, I don't know where Drogon went, and I'm very curious as to where Drogon went. I was hoping before the episode ended they would say something about it. And of course, the only thing we get about Drogon is that Bran's going to see if he can find him, because later on in the episode they have like a table meeting, you know, and Tyrion's like fixing the chairs, blah blah blah, and I'm like, okay, yeah, nice scene, whatever. Um and he's like, I'll find Drogon, and I'm like, okay, well, what are you gonna do to Drogon? Are you gonna let him live? I mean, come on, Drogon's Drogon. Like, don't kill Drogon. He's like, I guess the last dragon now, and he's a free dragon. Let him do whatever the hell he wants. You know, I don't know. I'm dragon biased, okay? So I'm just gonna be like, don't kill my last dragon. Don't do it. I really love dragons. But anyhow, so, and then the next crap that happens after Daenerys dies is, of course, Tyrion. And this scene surprised me, okay? This is, for me, it was just kind of like the, what? In the episode, okay? It was when Tyrion is brought by Grey Worm to Sansa, Arya, what is his name? Sir Davos or something? I don't know. The old guy that happened to live all throughout Game of Thrones, Samwell, I think their cousin, and some other important people that we haven't seen in a while. And so Tyrion's there. Apparently Jon Snow was supposed to be brought there because Jon Snow is a prisoner now because, you know, you killed the queen. And they all kind of just are confused and stuff, and they ask Tyrion, you know, who do you want to become the Lord of the Seven Kingdoms now? And of course the cousin, you know, I guess as a funny moment was like, let it be me. I survived through all this. And Sansa's like, sit down. You just sit down. No. And of course he stumbles and whatnot. And then, yes, that was kind of a funny moment and blah blah blah. But then they all just kind of asked Tyrion, and, you know, me and my husband were talking, we're like, why the heck would they ask Tyrion? Why would they ask him? And my theory is they asked him because he was the hand of the king, or queen. And so, I don't know, I guess he's the last knowledgeable person. Also because they, amongst themselves, can't seem to think of it. And, you know, Grey Worm's just there, and he's just like, well, I'm gonna kill this little guy. You know, I'm gonna kill him. But, of course he doesn't. But, you know, he's still very mad. And so eventually, Tyrion says that Bronn should be king of the seven kingdoms. And I was legit shocked. Because I was like, wait, Bran? Like, literally, we guessed all other kinds of people who would take the throne, Jon being the most the highest whatever for it to be for the throne, because that's what I thought. I was like, okay, now Jon's gonna take the throne. But he's like, no, it should be Bronn. And I'm like, what? Bronn? This guy that we've barely seen throughout season 8 and 7? What? I mean, who? I was like, okay. And during this whole time, when they asked Tyrion, hey, who do you think should rule the Seven Kingdoms? I'm like, why is nobody there mentioning Jon? Why is nobody saying, hey, he's the true heir? Why is nobody saying that? So I guess to kind of answer myself, to try to find an answer, my guess, the reason why nobody said Jon was because, well, he just killed the recent queen. So I guess in that way he's kind of like Jaime, where he's like, oh, you're the king, you're the queen killer, can't be with you. But also I think because he just doesn't want the throne so much that he's just, I don't know. I feel like John's character just kind of just like we don't want any more John anymore, basically at this point in time. Because he'd be a Ned Stark. Honestly, he wouldn't be a good king. He wouldn't be a good king. Because he would not he would rule, of course, like sometimes like, like the nice way or whatever, but just like many other characters have said throughout the seasons, sometimes being nice and mercy is not the way to go. It's like when Ned Stark told Cersei, what, in season 1, I think? Yeah, season 1, because that's when Ned was alive. um he told her, hey, I'm gonna do this, this, and this, and I'm gonna give you this time to escape. Well, Cersei's like, I don't think so. So she goes, and then Ned Stark ends up dead. So I know he wanted Jon to be king, but I don't think he would have been a good king. And I don't think Drogon would have been able to fix that either. So I thought if Jon and Dany got together, her strong hand and his kindness could come together, could make, I don't know, a decent kingdom. Because he would be the thing to like calm her down and like, make things level, temperate, or whatever. But no, that did not happen. Instead, it's like, Bronn, there you go, you the king. And I'm just like, okay. I mean, when Tyrion explained it, I was like, all right, okay, I guess that makes sense. Sure, whatever, okay. But at the same time, I was just like, I was purely shocked. I mean, I guess, the way the episode ended, and everybody going everywhere their ways. Something I really liked about the episode was Brienne, I believe it is. When she was writing about Jaime Lannister and, like writing his part and stuff. That I thought was sweet. I like that was sweet. I really liked that in the episode. But then pretty much after that, I felt like the rest of the episode was just pure fluff. Okay, like the two major events that happened, Dany died, okay, where did her and Drogon go off to? Bran's named king, and, the North is independent now, just so you know. And I honestly thought he was going to say, no, they ain't, but, sure, go ahead, gotta do whatever you want now. And then Jon goes off, like, past the wall with the wildlings, and then Arya is going off to, be her own thing, which I understand Arya's part, because she's her own agent, she doesn't need anybody. And that I would be interested to, I would be interested to see Arya's story and where that goes. I really, really would, to be honest. I would love to see what she would discover. That would be highly fascinating to me. But other than that, I felt just like the rest of the episode was just like, I was like, man, really? That's it? And I don't know. I don't really know how to feel. Honestly, I'm a little bit just confused, just kind of like, I just feel a little bit empty after the episode. I don't know. Like, I just feel like something's missing. Like, I didn't get something. Like, I could have been more okay with Dany's death if it was handled in just, I don't know, a more something way. I don't know. But anyhow, I think my time's getting short. So I just wanted to show you at the end of this video, this little music box that my aunt got for me. That'll show you, it was actually made for me. Says Game of Thrones right there. So I'm gonna play it as like, I guess like an outro, if you will. And then leave your comments below. Let me know what you think. And how you felt about the Game of Thrones episode. Maybe you guys think it was good, maybe you guys think it was bad. Whatever you think, hopefully I don't know. Would you watch anything Game of Thrones-esque in the future? I think I would, just to give it another chance, because apparently they're different directors. But I don't know. Who's to say what's to happen next? But anyhow, I'll play this little thing for you because I really, really like it. Okay, I think I turned it this way. Wait, nope, I turned it the other way. Work! Okay, there we go. It's a music box that my aunt created for me. Well, not my aunt. She didn't craft it, but someone did it for her. And yeah, it's just sad. It's the last episode. We're done. It's all gone. So, I don't know. Give me your thoughts. What you think. And, I don't know. Hopefully you enjoyed this rant video. I know it's kind of long. I'm sorry about that. But hey, I hope you enjoyed it. And I don't know. I hope to see you next time. Whenever we get to see each other next time. I do plan to do another video soon. Not about Game of Thrones, but, you know, just about my manga and other crap in general. So, anyhow, guys. Thank you for watching. I always appreciate it. And have a great night, day, whenever the heck you're watching this. Bye.